Everyone is obsessed with Ozempic right now. But what if I told you that there are peptides out there that are even better when it comes to fat loss without the side effects, without the media hype, and the buzz that you see on social media? In this video, I'm going to break down my top 5 peptides when it comes to fat loss. I'm going to also talk about how to actually make them work specifically and one huge mistake that is sabotaging most people's results. But let's get something straight right from the jump. Peptides are not a magical pill. If your sleep, your diet, your hormones are a mess, peptides are absolutely not going to fix it. They are a tool, not a shortcut. When you're fully optimized, when you have the right system in place, then they absolutely can become a secret weapon. And I've personally seen the effects of peptides firsthand, both negative side effects from specific individuals who have used them incorrectly and what appears to almost be magical results if used properly. So we're going to break down a lot in today's video. And I just want to say from the jump, if you're looking for a full-blown guide on how to master peptides, I put together a thorough document that's going to cover everything, not just fat loss, but how to use peptides for injuries, muscle gain, skin, sleep, the whole 9 yards. You can check out the first comment below and the description of this video if you want to get a copy of the guide. It's a very affordable investment if you want to check that out. So go do that once you've watched the video. But let's start by talking about the top 5 peptides when it comes to fat loss, specifically the 5 that are not Ozempic, all right? And we're going to start with my personal favorite, which is Reatride, okay? Now, Reatride is a GLP-1 plus a GIP and a glucagon agonist. It's a lot of scientific terms. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice, so this is at your own risk when it comes to not only taking these things or potentially taking them, but researching them too. So do your own research here, okay? But at the end of the day, Reatride mimics satiety and metabolism hormones, enhances insulin sensitivity, and it helps with appetite suppression. Okay, there's a lot of other things that I've seen personally, but I can't tell you that they're going to be the exact same effects for you. For example, there's almost a euphoric state that Reatride produces. Personally, I've tried Reatride. I've taken both a recommended dose and a microdose, and I can tell you that the microdose seems to be in line with my specific goals, which is eliminating some of the food noise in your brain, seeing almost rapid fat loss, and helping maintain a healthy appetite. Okay. Personally, I think it's the most powerful fat loss peptide out there to date. It's been shown to help burn up to 24% faster body fat over the course of a year. It reduces cravings and improves metabolic health. Now, in terms of dosing, clinical trials use anywhere from 1 to 12 milligrams over the course of the week through subcutaneous injections inside body fat, okay? So it's not widely available, but it is worth looking into how to get your hands on it if you're someone who has maybe used semaglutide or tirzepatide. It could be the next evolution in your GLP experience, okay? Now, the next one that I want to talk about as we go through the top 5 fat loss peptides is ipamorelin, okay? This is a ghrelin mimic, and it stimulates pituitary to release growth hormone without increasing cortisol or prolactin. The benefits here is that it stimulates growth hormone pulses, which is great for nighttime use, and it promotes fat oxidation. It also can support lean muscle development and enhance recovery and sleep. So the suggested dose for ipamorelin is anywhere from 200 to 300 micrograms 1 to 2 times per day in the morning and pre-bed. Now, the next one on the list here, not the lip. The next one on the list is tesamorelin, okay? This is a synthetic GHRH analog, which once again increases GH secretion, especially effective when you're dealing with a lot of visceral fat, which is that really could be dangerous fat that surrounds your organs. It's been clinically studied around some HIV-related issues, but the benefits for just the person who's looking to up their game with fat loss and muscle building is that it can actually specifically target that visceral fat, which is around the waist, improve lipid panels and IGF-1, and it may enhance cognitive function in some cases. All right. Suggested dose 1 to 2 milligrams daily. Once again, administered before bed subcutaneously in your body fat. Okay. Cycle on this would be 12 to 16 weeks. And a couple of notes here that I've heard and seen in some cases may cause some water retention or elevated blood glucose with sensitive users. So you do need to monitor your blood work. All right. The next one that I have on my list here is AOD 9604. The mechanism here is it's a fragment of growth hormone. It can help trigger fat breakdown without GH-like side effects. So the benefits here are it stimulates lipolysis without raising insulin, no impact on blood sugar or IGF-1, and it can be used in the AM for daytime fat burning. Suggested dose 300 to 500 mcgs daily, with the morning being the best time to administer it. And let's just keep going. All right. So now, once again, these are just my top 5. Inside of the guide, the Peptide Mastery Guide, I have well over 12 pages of peptides, not just for fat loss, but as I look at the guide here, actually 16 pages. So if you want the guide, go to the link below. Now, here's the deal. As part of you making it this far in the video, I want to hook you up. So I'm going to give you a piece of the guide. I'm going to give you my fat loss peptides only. I won't go the muscle route, the injuries, the recovery, the skin, the hair regrowth, all the other crazy peptides that are out there. But I'll give you a little piece of the guide. If you comment peptide below, I'll send you a link to join our free coaching community where I put out free resources every single week. I mean, we have 10 years worth of resources for free in there, and I'll give you the link to join. And part of the resources section will include the Fat Loss Peptides Guide, which will just be a piece of the Peptide Mastery Guide. But if you want the whole Mastery Guide, it's only $27. You can see the link below and you can get your hands on it, okay? So let's go to the next one that I have here. I have MOTS-C, okay? The mechanism here is it's a mitochondrial-derived peptide that enhances insulin sensitivity, ramps up cellular energy production via AMPK activation. The benefits here is that it boosts your metabolism and exercise performance. So this is really a performance enhancer. It's going to improve your energy. It's also going to improve glucose uptake. So if you're on a more carb-focused diet, this will improve your body's ability to break down and handle those carbohydrates and use them for energy, okay? This also may mimic the effects of exercise at a cellular level, right? So when we are being consistent with training, being consistent with cardio, we actually impact our bodies on a cellular level, and MOTS-C has been shown to provide similar benefits. It's not going to replace exercise, but it can enhance your body's cellular reaction to your exercise, which is obviously what we want from a health perspective. 5 to 10 milligrams subcutaneously every 3 to 4 days. Probably a good time to tell you, like, most peptides are going to be administered with an insulin needle directly into fat on your body, usually the lower belly fat, which is an easy place to pinch and administer the peptide. All right. So those are the, there's a couple other ones I'll mention. GHK-CU. It's a bonus peptide that really helps with inflammation and skin tightening. Okay. So you're probably like, holy crap, this is starting to sound a little bit too good to be true. And I can tell you it is. If this is, once again, a huge mistake, because here's what most people miss when it comes to peptides. It's without a system and full optimization, it's a waste of money. So let's just start with what I think the first part of being fully optimized entails, and that is your 3 M's, okay? Your movement, your muscle, and your meals. If you're going to take peptides, you need to have your system built out. You need to be following an active lifestyle, so you need to have a movement-based system that gives you opportunity to move more throughout the day, because movement is life. If you want to improve your energy, don't sit around, don't lay around, don't sleep all day, don't be lazy all day, don't sit at your desk all day, move more. Most of our clients are prescribed some sort of daily walk to get them moving more. And then we also build in walking and just movement and cardio into their lifestyle. So an easy example here would be if you're someone who just takes a lot of calls, a few of those calls should be while you're walking. If you can, and you have meetings throughout the day, if you can, schedule a meetup where you're walking with a client or you're walking with a coworker or one of your team members. Go on walks. If at the very least, schedule time in your evening or morning to move. You know, something as simple as an extra walk with your dogs every day can be a difference maker when it comes to improving just your overall lifestyle. We talk about muscle and meals as the second two M's. Muscle is pretty simple. It's just having a training system and plan that you can follow week after week. And it's not too stressful. And it allows for flexibility if you're traveling, if you're on vacation, or if you go to the gym sometimes or work out at home sometimes. You have a plan that allows you to get in anywhere from 2 to 4 workouts per week consistently. Because you got to build muscle if you want to fight off disease, if you want to feel strong, if you want to have good health for the rest of your life. And obviously, if you want to look better in clothes or with your shirt off, then you're going to need some muscle. All right. So part of transforming is buying into the fact that I do need to train. Even as I get older, I need to train not just for looks or aesthetics, but I need to train for overall health. Then, of course, there's the food side, the meal side, right? A lot of guys I talk to are dealing with a lot of stress, and they lean into food to ease that stress. Food and drinks and all the things that come with calories have been their stress relief for a while, and that's added the weight to their body. And now they're trying to break that trend. How do we break the cycle of using food as a stress relief? Well, here's a little secret that I'll just share with you. You don't necessarily have to break that cycle. You don't have to stop eating food for enjoyment. All we need to do is replace some of the stuff that has just too many calories with things that do taste good, that do give you enjoyment, but lower your calories significantly and put you in a state of being in a calorie deficit so that you're actually burning more calories over the course of months, years, or however long it takes to get all the weight off. But you're not losing the enjoyment of food, because food at some level is meant to be enjoyed. Now, I'm not telling you that this whole fully optimized system allows you to eat whatever you want, whenever you want, and eat donuts and junk food all day. But for example, if you're someone who's like, hey, to relieve myself of some stress, relax a little bit at the end of the week, I like to have a couple beers, a burger, and some fries. Well, you could have a couple beers that are non-alcoholic, okay? Or you could have one beer that's alcoholic and one beer that's not. You could replace the nasty, greasy, calorie-packed burger with lower calorie meat that you make at home, and you have a burger, and then you put a bunch of French fries in an air fryer, and all of a sudden you have the burger, fries, and the alcoholic drinks, and you're relaxing. Because what we're really after is just that feeling of like satiation and enjoyment of the taste so that we lose some of the stress that we've been dealing with, right? So anyway, that's the system, okay? And obviously I've done tons of videos on this. You can check that out. But we build these systems for the people who we work with who are looking to reclaim their identity of someone who takes care of themselves, right? They're sick of the identity around being overweight, being out of shape, feeling like crap, going down the wrong path. Their health just keeps getting worse and worse. And they want to reclaim that control over them, over their health. They feel put here to accomplish big things. And they know that, hey, if I'm not healthy, if I'm not fit, if I'm not taking care of myself, how the heck am I going to show up for other people? How am I going to continue down this path of not putting my health as a priority? How am I going to continue to be a provider, to be a protector? How am I going to continue to be someone in my community who people respect and feel safe around if I don't feel good? If I'm waking up feeling run down, tired, stressed out, unhealthy, not strong, losing all my muscle, gaining all the fat, how am I going to show up as my best version of me for my family, for my children, for my spouse, for my people, for my team, if I'm not leading from the front? But we can fix all that with our systems, our community, our coaching, and our ongoing client experience. Okay. We've put you in a full-blown transformational experience. It's not just a diet or a workout. We're going to fix your mental game and help you on a couple other levels too. Okay. So anyway, if you want to learn more about that, I put a link below. But so, what else do we need to have in place to be fully optimized before we introduce peptides? Well, I think the other big thing is we got to make sure your blood analysis, meaning all the things that go into your internal health, are dialed in first. Okay. If you just throw in peptides and your hormones are out of whack, your vitamins and minerals are completely deficient, your thyroid, your cholesterol, all the things that go into taking care of your internal system are completely jacked up. Well, the peptides aren't going to fix that. And so you're basically throwing gas on a fire that's not going. Or you're putting really nice looking rims at a paint job on a car that doesn't have the transmission working properly or doesn't have brakes. on the car, right? I know these analogies are you kind of probably get sick of these at this point, but hopefully you understand that this is important to do before we just throw in the fancy stuff. This is exactly the stuff that I teach inside my Peptide Mastery Guide. So you're not just learning about peptides, but you're understanding like, hey, before I make the mistake of taking peptides and wasting my hard-earned money on that, let me get my system set up. Let me get some coaching. Let me get some accountability. Let me get my sleep dialed in. Once I'm on a roll here, then I can introduce peptides. And I'll be honest, sometimes we do introduce peptides simultaneously to fixing these systems and these hormones, right? My elite clients work with some of the best health practitioners on the planet inside a company called Elevate. And this is for like the folks in my program who are investing tons into their health and their fitness. But also at other levels, we educate you on what does your blood work need to show you? What do you need to have in terms of analysis to make sure that we're not just throwing a bunch of junk into a problem that's not going to be solved through peptides. Okay. Anyway, so if you want to skip the trial and error and actually make peptides work for you, grab the Peptide Mastery Guide. I break it all down step by step. It's below in the first comment and the description of this video. So if this video helped you, okay, let me know in the comments. And I'd love to know, like, what are you struggling with the most right now that gives you some curiosity around peptides? Put a question below, let me know, or just make a statement around what is the one thing you're trying to solve with your health and fitness that you are, potentially leaning towards taking a peptide or exploring peptides. What questions do you have about peptides? Let me know in the comments. And if you're serious about making a true transformation this year, because you're starting to realize life moves fast, you want to make it count, and you know that, hey, fitness is the lowest hanging fruit right now to improving all parts of my life. Check out our True Transformation Total Package system, where we take people from a place of frustration, feeling run down, feeling like they're going down the wrong path, do a 180 and put you on a path to what we call our 3-peak protocol for you to enjoy fitness for the rest of your life. It's amazing stuff. We've worked with over 8,200 people just like you. That is all we got. In the meantime, check out the Peptide Mastery Guide. Let me know in the comments. If you want a free part of the guide, just comment peptides below. I'll send you the link to join our community. And then if you want to keep watching more videos that will help you along this path, check out this video below. I continue to break down the 3M system in greater detail so you can make it work for you. I'm Josiah Novak. Life moves fast. Make it count. I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.